When you think about military vehicles, tanks and armored personnel carriers probably come to mind. But today we're looking at something different. Military tractors that challenge conventional design and left people scratching their heads. These aren't your typical farm workhorses. They're the unsung heroes of military logistics that help shape modern warfare. The M4 high-speed tractor was a tank stripped down to its bare essentials. No turret, no roof, and surprisingly, no armor. This unusual vehicle first appeared in 1943 when the US Army needed something powerful enough to haul their massive artillery pieces, but quick enough to keep up with advancing forces. The M4's design was a complete departure from traditional military thinking. While most military vehicles prioritize protection, this machine prioritized visibility and quick access. The crew sat in an open compartment, exposed to the elements, but with a 360-degree view of their surroundings. In the heat of battle, this meant they could spot threats and communicate with ground troops without any obstructions. What really set the M4 apart was its innovative track system. Unlike conventional tanks that struggled in muddy conditions, this tractor used extra-wide tracks that distributed its weight more effectively. These tracks, combined with its lower center of gravity, meant it could pull through swamps and mud that would bog down other vehicles. The M4's power plant was equally impressive. Its Continental R6572 engine could propel this 18-ton beast at speeds of up to 34 miles per hour, practically lightning fast for a tractor in those days. But here's the fascinating part. Despite its weight, it used less fuel than many smaller vehicles thanks to its efficient engine design. The tractor's most unique feature was its dual-direction capability. The operator's controls were duplicated at both ends, allowing it to be driven in either direction with equal efficiency. This meant no more complicated turning maneuvers in tight spaces. Just switch seats and drive the other way. This feature proved invaluable during artillery repositioning, where every second counted. Perhaps most surprisingly, the M4 carried its own crane. This wasn't just any crane. It was specifically designed to help load and position artillery shells, making it a complete artillery support system. The crane could lift up to 1,000 pounds, allowing crews to handle even the heaviest artillery rounds with ease. The M4's legacy lives on in modern military support vehicles, proving that sometimes the most unusual designs can lead to the most practical solutions. The next one on our list is one of the most formidable workhorses of World War II, the Caterpillar D7 military tractor. When regular bulldozers proved too vulnerable on the battlefield, the Army took a standard D7 and transformed it into something that could work under intense enemy fire. Unlike its civilian counterpart, this D7 variant featured heavy armor plating that could withstand small arms fire and shrapnel. The operator's cab was a fortress on tracks, complete with bulletproof glass windows that gave operators crucial visibility while keeping them protected. This wasn't just any ordinary glass. It was multiple layers thick and could stop a .50 caliber round. The D7's most remarkable feature was its hydraulic blade control system. Operators could adjust the massive blade without leaving their protected position, using controls that were duplicated inside the armored cab. This meant they could clear obstacles, fill craters, and prepare landing strips while under direct fire, something that would have been suicidal in a standard bulldozer. During the Pacific Campaign, these machines proved their worth in ways nobody expected. The armor plates were removable, allowing it to transform back into a standard construction tractor when the situation allowed. This versatility meant it could serve both as a combat engineering vehicle and a reconstruction tool, often in the same day. The engine compartment had its own fascinating features. Engineers developed a specialized cooling system that could handle tropical heat while keeping the engine protected from enemy fire. The radiator was subdivided into smaller sections, meaning a single bullet couldn't disable the entire cooling system. The tractor could keep running even after taking multiple hits. These machines played a crucial role in some of the war's most important operations. During the D-Day invasion, armored D7s were among the first vehicles to hit the beaches, clearing obstacles and creating paths for following forces. Their operators worked through intense enemy fire, protected by armor that had been tested and refined through years of combat experience. The D7's impact on military engineering was so significant that its basic design influenced armored construction vehicles for decades to come. It proved that with the right modifications, construction equipment could operate on the front lines alongside combat vehicles. Next up is one of the most deceptive vehicles in military history, the Clarktor 6 Airfield Tractor. At first glance, this diminutive machine looked more like something you'd find in an amusement park than on a military airfield. Yet, this tiny powerhouse could move aircraft weighing several times its own weight, leaving onlookers amazed. Standing barely taller than a person's waist, the Clarktor 6 resembled a box-like go-kart on steroids. But don't let its toy-like appearance fool you. This compact wonder was specifically engineered to maneuver massive bombers like the B-29 Superfortress in tight spaces. Picture a machine smaller than a modern golf cart pushing around an aircraft weighing up to 120,000 pounds. It seems almost impossible, yet the Clarktor did it routinely. The secret to its surprising strength lay in its innovative design. The tractor's low profile and short wheelbase weren't just for show. They allowed it to slip under aircraft without damaging sensitive equipment. Its weight distribution was calculated to perfection, with heavy steel plates strategically positioned to provide maximum traction when pulling or pushing aircraft. One of the most ingenious features was its articulated steering system. The Clarktor could turn almost on its own axis, making it perfect for maneuvering in crowded hangars and packed airfields. Operators could position aircraft with incredible precision, often in spaces where larger tugs couldn't even fit. The engine compartment housed a surprisingly powerful Continental motor, but here's where it gets interesting. The transmission was geared so low that the tractor could barely reach 8 miles per hour. This wasn't a design flaw, it was intentional. The low gearing multiplied the engine's power output, allowing this tiny machine to move massive loads despite its size. Safety features were equally impressive for its time. The Clarktor featured an early version of what we now call a dead man switch. If the operator left their seat for any reason, the engine would immediately shut down. This prevented any runaway situations with million-dollar aircraft in tow. These tractors became so essential to airfield operations that special training programs were developed just for Clarktor operators. They learned specific techniques for moving different aircraft types, as the towing characteristics could vary dramatically between fighters and bombers. The skill of these operators often meant the difference between smooth operations and costly delays. The Clarktor's influence extended beyond military use. Its design principles, combining compact size with remarkable pulling power, influenced the development of modern airport ground support equipment. Even today, you can see its legacy in the tugs used at civilian airports worldwide. Next, we encounter the M2 high-speed tractor, a specialized vehicle that revolutionized artillery mobility during World War II. Despite carrying no weapons itself, this powerhouse played a crucial role in keeping America's heavy guns moving across Europe and the Pacific Theater. The M2's distinctive profile came from its unusual cab configuration. Unlike traditional tractors, it featured a forward-mounted engine with the crew compartment set far back, creating perfect weight distribution for towing massive artillery pieces. This unconventional layout allowed the tractor to maintain stability even when pulling guns weighing up to 30,000 pounds. What truly set the M2 apart was its innovative track system. Engineers developed special rubber-backed track blocks that could run on both roads and rough terrain without damaging surfaces. This dual capability meant artillery units could move at high speed on highways, then transition directly to off-road conditions without any modifications. The tracks were also significantly wider than those of contemporary vehicles, providing exceptional flotation in soft ground. The heart of the M2 was its remarkable powertrain. Powered by a massive Wright R975 radial aircraft engine, the same type used in some aircraft, it could maintain speeds of up to 25 miles per hour while towing heavy loads. This aircraft engine choice wasn't just for power. It provided exceptional reliability and was already familiar to military mechanics. Inside the crew compartment, the M2 featured an advanced communication system. A dedicated radio operator position allowed constant coordination with artillery units, while the unique seating arrangement gave all crew members clear visibility. The interior layout also included storage for artillery tools and emergency repair equipment, making each M2 a mobile support station. One of the most fascinating aspects was its winch system. The M2 carried a powerful winch capable of pulling 30,000 pounds, which proved invaluable in recovering stuck artillery pieces or assisting other vehicles. The winch could be operated from multiple positions around the vehicle, giving crews flexibility in difficult situations. The M2 suspension system was equally impressive. It used a torsion bar system that provided exceptional stability while towing heavy loads at high speeds. This meant artillery pieces could be moved quickly without damaging their delicate sighting equipment, a crucial consideration that many competing designs overlooked. These tractors became so essential to artillery operations that special tactical procedures were developed around their capabilities. Artillery units could now shoot and scoot, fire their guns, and quickly move to new positions faster than ever before, largely thanks to the M2's combination of power and speed. Oh, and real quick, please take a moment and hit the subscribe button. It really helps out my channel. And finally, last on our list, showcases the behemoth Allis-Chalmers M6 high-speed tractor, a machine that blurred the line between tractor and tank. This 38-ton colossus represented the pinnacle of military towing capability during World War II and well into the Cold War era. The M6's sheer size commanded respect. Measuring nearly 20 feet long and 10 feet wide, it dwarfed most other military vehicles of its time. Yet, despite its massive bulk, the M6 could achieve speeds of up to 23 miles per hour, thanks to its powerful Continental AO 895-4 engine. This same engine type would later power the M47 Patton tank, highlighting the M6's industrial strength capabilities. What truly distinguished the M6 was its advanced towing system. The rear of the vehicle featured a sophisticated hydraulic winch system capable of pulling an astounding 45,000 pounds. This wasn't just any winch. It incorporated a series of automatic safety features that prevented cable snapback, a common hazard when moving heavy artillery pieces across difficult terrain. The vehicle's track system represented a major engineering achievement. Each track link was nearly 2 feet wide, creating an extremely low ground pressure despite the tractor's weight. This design allowed the M6 to traverse soft ground while towing massive loads, a crucial capability when moving heavy artillery pieces like the 240 mm howitzer, which weighed as much as a medium tank. Inside the crew compartment, the M6 featured an innovative dual control system. Operators could drive the vehicle from either end, eliminating the need for complicated turning maneuvers when positioning artillery pieces. The cabin also included a sophisticated heating and ventilation system, making it one of the first military tractors designed with crew comfort in mind. Perhaps the most remarkable feature was its independent suspension system. Each road wheel could move independently, allowing the M6 to maintain traction over extremely uneven terrain while keeping its towed load stable. This was particularly important when moving sensitive radar equipment and early missile systems that required careful handling. The M6's electrical system was equally impressive, featuring a 24-volt setup that could power external equipment. This meant it could provide emergency power to artillery targeting systems or communication equipment, making it more than just a towing vehicle. It was a mobile power station. These tractors proved so reliable that many remained in service long after their intended retirement date. Some were still actively used during the Korean War, and a few even saw service in the early years of the Vietnam conflict, a testament to their robust design and versatility.